pre-written draft.
Bro, I've got some drafts ready. I've got videos ready, pictures, everything, bro.
I need to get on that draft thing.
You're going to be unbearable.
That's it.
You're going to be unbearable.
Unbearable.
I'm nervous. I am nervous. And I'm nervous. I'm worried that it doesn't happen because I feel like we deserve it with how we've come back. I'm so proud of that. But it's that element of just, what if it don't quite happen? And that's just nerves because I want it so much because it sets us up for next season massively. And we are live, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Didn't even notice.
Thank you for tuning in. Really appreciate it. I was ready to if anything crazy is being said, but I trust you, man. You're good, honest people. Everyone who's tuning
I could have been picking my nose or anything, bro.
Imagine man stands up and he's like, guys, I've got this rash. I need to show you it. It's like somebody short stand. Like, no, not that show, bro. It's only embarrassing body parts. Or although it's embarrassing to come on this channel right now if you're an Arsenal fan because you're in 10th. Like, it's crazy. 10th. 10th.
Imagine being a double. Your position being double digits with one game to go in the season.
Oh, man.
Double digits,
and double digits. Get me? And the highest you can finish is 8. The highest you can finish is 8. Yo,
that's the new name. That's the new name. You know, double digits FC, bro. That's I like that. Double digits.
Listen, Terry, if they finish 10th, that's what we have to call them. That we have to call it.
That's a double digits FC, bro.
I like that. We're pulling out a lot at the moment. Fluid football for Ollie. The Avengers is still going well, boys. That's what I've got to say. The amount of people every day, that message me, and they're like, "You can't beat the Avengers because you've got no Americans in your team." Someone that says to me, like, Pogba can't be 4 because 4 is white, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's nothing about how you. It's not about how you look. It's about the personality. That's Do you know what I mean? I love it. I love the way it triggers people.
Do you know how many people try to tell me that there's only one Captain America and it's Pulisic because he's American?
Wait, how many Americans are there in the world? You tell me.
Exactly.
Josie Altidore. Have you seen his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Have you seen his girlfriend, Sloane Stephens? He's Captain America.
There you go.
How did his football ability get that? It's mad. It's mad, isn't it? It's mad. Saying straight up into the comments saying, come on, Leicester. We'll get onto that in a minute. Boys, before we preview that.
Zane, you need to subscribe to my channel, bro.
Zane.
I swear down.
Zane, add another £5 1 pence to that, please. Make that £10 for me. Make that £10 for me, yeah?
Double digits FD, Zane. Do that, bro. And when the new Man United channel launches, that we'll be naming very, very soon, you better make sure you're over there, Zane. Everyone who's tuning in, it's going to be coming out very, very soon. Myself, Flawless, JV, and of course, all the Man United fans, KJs and Neeks of this world will be getting involved. Question here, though, from Talk MU, one of our members. Are United mentally strong enough to bounce back when it matters? And it matters right, basically it matters right now. From your point of view, Aaron, do you think we've got the mental strength to get through Sunday?
I can't tell you, Terry, man. It's happened. How many times have we been in this position and we are able to capitalize and move close to top? It's either move close to top 4 or get in the top 4, and we've bottled it. I was on JV, Flawless, and Stroh's show about 4 months ago, yeah, and I still have it on my phone right now. Yeah, I've got something called the United Bottle Stat, right, and I looked at every game that Chelsea lost or drew, and the game after that, we've had the opportunity to capitalize and get 3 points and move into top 4, close to top 4. Every single time, Terry, we bottled it. Game week 13, Chelsea lost to Man City. We draw with Sheffield away. Game week 14, Chelsea lose to West Ham. We draw to Aston Villa at home. Game week 17, Chelsea lose to Bournemouth. We draw to Everton at home. Game week 21, Chelsea draw to Brighton. We lose to Arsenal away. Game week 23, Chelsea lose to Newcastle. We lose to Liverpool. Game week 24, Chelsea draws with Arsenal. We lose to Burnley. Flipping out, Burnley. I remember that game very well. I was fuming. Game week 25, Chelsea draw to Leicester. We draw to was it 25? We drew to someone at home. I can't remember who it was. game week 28, Chelsea drew to Bournemouth and we drew to Everton away. That's 8 games. Add the other two draws that we had against Southampton and also West Ham. That's 10 draws, Terry. 10 draws.
Yeah, and I hear that, and I hear that, and that's where my nerves come from, because look, I'm always going to talk Man United up. I'm a Man United fan. Our jobs as supporters, the definition of our jobs is to support our team. You throw that their way, but I called us straight after the West Ham game that we are bottle jobs right now, and we've got that about us. And but I almost feel like the reason I want to get behind the team and Willem, because I think if they can win some of these pivotal games and do it, that's the next stage. That's that moment where it's, look at Liverpool last season, right? They got close in the league, or they were brilliant. And you know what everyone was saying about Liverpool up until the Champions League final last year under Klopp was, they do all the great work, but they can't get over the line. And I said, fear Liverpool when they get over that line, because they'll click. And I feel with Man United, if we can pass these milestones, it can work for us. And I agree with you. That's my fear, that Chelsea will be like 2-0 down and we'll collapse because of that, because then we're expected to be third. Where if Chelsea lose, do you get what? It's almost like Chelsea winning. I think we'll win.
That's the thing, because obviously, if you look at it, we've closed the gap on Leicester and Chelsea. So obviously, when they've dropped points and we've won. But given your stats, I'd be interested to know if all those games where we dropped points, did we play after them? Because that's the thing. So in this run, since post lockdown, we've played before, and we've got the win, and then they've dropped points. Whereas the last 2 games, Southampton and West Ham, they've dropped points first, and we've played after. And because of that, you said the mentality where we now know the pressure's on us. It's like, if we win, we're going to go top. Whereas if we play first, there's no pressure. We're 6 points back. No one's expecting it. So I think playing at the same time could be a benefit. But if we get wind of Chelsea losing, as Terry mentioned, we might go into our shell. We're like, we don't actually need to win. We don't need to go for a draw. And then we end up losing. And so I think the best thing that can actually happen is Chelsea take the lead. And we're going to be like,
no, I agree. I almost feel like
it's going to be hard for us.
It's a great point.
Players, for them to know Chelsea's leading and they need to win to ensure that there's no slip up. It may be better for their own mentality. But it's a hurdle we need to cross. Desperate.
I agree. I almost feel like there's an element of, is it bottle jobs, or is it being lackadaisical in terms of bottle? For me, like we've won important games. We've beaten, we've had loads of games we've gone to in this season where we've gone into it thinking, when we went to City away in December with the way we were playing, none of us thought we were going to win. After we had those bad runs of games where we drew with Everton and drew with Aston Villa and stuff, we had to play Tottenham. I remember watching that game thinking, Jose's going to do us. And we turned up. That's bottle. I think when we think it's going to be easy, Norwich in the FA Cup, I'm actually changing my mind live on air. And this is what you can do when you don't have an agenda. Maybe it's more complacency rather than it is bottle. But either way,
bottle. I really think it's bottle. I really do. Because when we're relaxed, we play so much better. It's the tenseness in the game when the pressure is on that we can't deal with that. And I truly watched the video when you posted it on Twitter, Aaron, and I 100%. For me, it's all up there. We're far better than West Ham. We're far better than Southampton. We were winning the Southampton game. 96th minute, we couldn't play that ball. But for the first, for the next, let's say the last 70 minutes before that, after we took the lead, we were clearing everything. David De Gea wasn't pulling off save after save after save. The West Ham game, where after half time, we came out and we got that goal, we looked like, all right, we're going to go and get number 2 and maybe number 3. And we just went back into our shell again. I think it's all up there.
I think it's more so just the mental sharpness, because we've seen this before. Like I always say, they're mirror images of each other. When Ollie first took over, like as interim manager, we were slapping teams left, right, and center. Then we fell off. Lockdown came, everyone's fresh, slapping teams left, right, and center. The first team in Premier League history to win 3 games in a row by 3 goals or more. And then we fell off. I think it's mental sharpness. If you're doing anything at the highest level, week in, week out, and obviously you're having more games in this period than you normally would, mentally, you are going to drop off a little bit. And that's where...
But why does it always happen at that moment?
Why does that?
Even under Ollie, we went on that mad run that got us right back in touching this is the top 4. We could have been tired the game before. We could have been getting it's that moment.
And I look at players. I look at players for that.
I do look at players, but then I also like that's where the manager has to come in and do what's in his title and manage. If you man have fallen off a little bit, like I said, naturally you are, even though it is at them points, pressure can get to players. But like you said, we were winning the Southampton game, like that type of thing. We came back against Spurs when we were 1-0 down. So it's not like I think bottle job is a bit too much to say that. I understand why you're saying that, but I think that's I don't know the correct word to use it, but I think it's a mixture of everything. I don't think it's one thing.
I agree. And I feel that this is a player issue. And I think that this is also, it's become systemic because it's 7 years of problems and it almost leads to sort of squeaky bum time. And it almost needs to become like a mentality shift. It's like Tottenham. Tottenham won't win anything while they're happy just to come second. I think the Man United players, the problem we have at the club, it's why I said to you boys earlier in the chat, I'm angry and I'm coming in tonight. I'm sick and tired of Man United fans having ridiculous levels of expectations. And what I'm talking about is the expectation that we win every game by 2 or 3 goals and we play brilliant in every game and we smash every team up and we can't have bad performances. That kind of expectation is, I need to say a really bad word then, that kind of expectation is absolutely ludicrous. But at the same time, we need these players to start remembering if they're ever going to get back to the top level, they've got to face this pressure. And you could be the most technically gifted player in the world, but if you can't handle competition in the squad, and I was thinking about Sancho coming in, a lot of people say, oh, Rashford's got to watch out. And that for me is Martial FC just kind of planting the early seed that it's Rashford that will miss out. I'm thinking, not really, because Rashford's proved himself on that left. Greenwood being moved central at some point, right? It could be Martial that misses out. And not because I want Martial to. The one question mark I got about Martial is, can he step up next season when there's competition, like genuine competition for his position? I hope so, because I want him and the club to be a success. But this game Sunday is another tester for it. If we can go to Leicester, who, I'm sorry, Lee Chappie, I know you're watching. Leicester are dog now. They are dog. Honestly, like it for me, we should be beating them. They've been awful since December. There's no crowd. There's no cauldron of noise. It's a football match on a field. We should be going to Leicester and beating them pound for pound, player for player. We are better than they are, as an example. If we can't go there and get the result, although we deserve Champions League for coming back the way we have, in my eyes, there's an element of mental strength that's missing. Can't go on from it next year, so there's no point being in the damn thing.
It tells me we're still not there. We're still not maybe as good as, if we can't do that, maybe we're not as good as we think we are. Maybe the players aren't ready for that step. Maybe the manager ain't ready for that step. Whatever it may be, if we can't get over the job and the line where Leicester got 6 players out, Pereira, Chilwell, Soyuncu, Maddison, I think there's a couple more. They are out of that game. This shouldn't even be, the only reason we're questioning it is because the last 7 years have been so dire that we can't put the trust in the team. And that's the only thing. But on paper, it's a win. It's a win all day.
Here's the thing, though. We only need a draw. And like I've stated on this show many, many times, with the individual players we have, they can produce enough magic between them that makes me think we'll get a result. I said from the restart, I said United will finish in the top 4 simply because of the individual talent we have. Like, these lot will produce enough. And if we was going there and was trying to win, I'd be much more concerned. But the fact we only have to avoid defeat, I can see, like, if it was a 1-1, I wouldn't be surprised at all.
I think what will help us if we move on to the actual game for a moment, Leicester have to get a result. Yes. They can draw.
The pressure's on them.
They have to attack. That should help us because Rashi, Greenwood and Martial with a bit of space to run into should help us, to get what I mean. And no disrespect to Johnny Evans. Again, if Johnny Evans outdoes our boys when they're attacking at the weekend, we deserve to lose the match because he's a good defender, but he's not. He should not be able to cope with those 3 boys, with their technique, their ability, their vision, their skill and speed, if they're attacking and leaving themselves open at the back. And we need to get it done. It's as simple as that for me. I will be, the rage will be out. Sorry, go on, JV.
No, I can honestly see, because I didn't even realize all them players, what Nick's just said, they've got missing out. I can see Leicester.
3 of their back 4. It's 3 of their first place back 4.
Well, I can see them trying to soak up the pressure then and trying to nick one. Avadi, nick one late. That is exactly what they're going to do. That plays into their hands. The fact they don't have their players and how we've been playing, this all actually plays into their hands. Do you get what I mean? Because they can literally sit back.
Well, it's the only choice. It's the only choice.
Yeah, but here's the thing. They know that we're struggling to break teams down. So if they sit back and they try and soak it up, do you get what I'm saying? And they try and hit us on the break, that's where we're vulnerable. Because
I agree.
Hit us on the break. So it could work in their play. So for me, we have to, because one thing Flawless said there, I don't think we can play for a draw. I don't think we have the ability to play for a draw. We can. If we draw, if you actually deep it when we draw, it's because we've been losing. Do you get what I mean? We don't play for a draw. We're not able to manage a game like that. It's like, you know what I mean? We have to.
Generally, we're going for the win, and we've failed to break them down. So we've had to settle for a draw, as opposed to we're going to sit back and soak. I think the only game really I can, off the top of my head, is the Liverpool game at Old Trafford, and we played a tactic to get a result, and it ended up being a draw. But we defended very well, restricted them to long shots. Other than that, most of the games that we've drawn, and we've drawn a lot of games this season, is us just failing to get the additional goal at the other end.
I honestly think
I can see
go straight at them and go. Sorry, I think if we go straight at them, the neck from the kickoff, and we're 2-0 up in like half an hour, that's what we need to do.
Yeah,
because we're able to manage that out. Because then they need to come and attack us, and then we can hit them. Then we get a third. It's game over. Do you know what I mean? If they get another one after we're 3-0 up, it still can play into our hands. Do you know what I mean? So I think we need to just hit them from the off.
On that, there's a super chat here that says no one fears United with Ollie in charge. The guy means he said no disrespect. Do you think that's true that no club fears playing Man United?
No, that's a lie with this fight. Like, we call them the Avengers for a reason. That's a lie with this fight. Because put it this way, if any other of the top 6 sides had our 5 and we were playing against them, I'd be concerned. If a team turned up with Pogba, Bruno, Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford, say Leicester had those 5, you think I'd be on here saying, oh, we'll get a result easy? Like, I'd be worried. Like, we're literally talking about Vardy, and that's that. So, like, I don't think anybody fears Ollie in terms of his technique or anything. But like I keep saying, individually, we have players to produce moments of magic, as we've seen with the last game. That's literally Greenwood and Martial. Just a great move from 2 fantastic players.
You know what? Sometimes in life, we don't fear something. You know, Deontay Wilder didn't fear Tyson Fury.
Yeah, and his power, exactly.
And this is the thing. I'm not deterred from my belief that we're on the upward trajectory, because I'm standing by what I was saying to you boys all through lockdown. I'm confident where we are. I've been happy with our return since lockdown, with the majority of it. You know, we're the only team that hasn't lost a game in the league during that time. Everybody else has had worse performances than us. Like Chelsea have dropped the match. Chelsea got beat 3-0 by the same team we battered. Like, I mean, so this is the point I'm making. It isn't like we are like looking abnormally bad compared to anybody else. It's very abnormal circumstances we're in. In the running up to lockdown from January, we were looking magical. And I actually think this is why we're going to do well in the Europa League, because essentially we're not going to play our first team for the second leg of the 5-0 game. We're basically having 1 game a week then for 3 weeks, and we'll be fine because everyone will get rest. There'll be training time. It won't be a problem. But this summer's the important element for me. This summer, 2 reasons. One, and we are moving slightly on here, and we'll go back to predictions in a minute. One reason why this summer's important, the biggest reason, me and Neeks were talking earlier, if we get to the final, say, of the Europa League, which is highly plausible with the teams on our side, we are going to get a 2 to 3 week break before the Premier League season starts again. If we don't sign, the new season starting about the 12th of September.
12th of September, yeah.
So there's about 2 or 3 week break. Firstly,
even less than that.
This is some hoodoo to help Liverpool retain their title, because Man City and United, who are going to be 2 of their biggest challenges next year, aren't going to get any rest and break. I think that's absolutely disgusting to do that to teams. But we're going to get 3 weeks break. So we need to land Grealish, Van der Beek, Sancho, and
keep the rotation.
We have to. We need those players coming in fresh, because we'll get to December and we'll be fucked. Like, we'll be exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. There's that element. And secondly, we need those players, and of course Pogba staying, if we are going to elevate to that next level. Comment here says, I don't know why everyone's saying Chelsea will easily beat Wolves. Wolves are very hard to break down and have Real and Amada Traore out front. Yeah, listen, the Chelsea, real Chelsea fans. We have David, Prime, and all those boys come on, Monster, and those. Like, they know that it's a tough game that they've got. There's no doubt. Forward thinking probably doesn't, but he don't know what he's talking about. He's calling out Elite AJ's in the comments, and Aline Abama Martinelli. Say no more. How's your BTEC Mustafi defender doing? Don't talk about Lindelof like that. I know you're not talking about Maguire, bro. Up, my boy. I love Maguire. Sorry.
I thought Mustafi was the BTEC Mustafi. Like, that's what I thought.
Yeah, but on before we move on to some other topics involving United and rivals, because rivals are important. Predictions, Aaron. Will Man United beat Leicester and finish third on Sunday?
Whoa.
Yo,
bro, I know. But we just spoke about them not having their players, but still, like, they still have the firepower to put in a couple goals, man. They've Jose Perez. I rate these guys, Perez, Vardy, Tielemans. He's got a shot on him. Give him a bit of space. You just ras it top bins. Like, I think we will, but we'll nick it in the end, bro. I think we'll nick it.
I'm coming to you, Mr. Sarcasm City. Graham Daly's flawless. Go on, bro.
Yo, you need to introduce me like that every time. That was fire. Please, that was fire. Just have to give credit where it's due. Secondly, I believe Manchester United will get a result with the players we have. Like I keep saying, the individual players we have. The fact that 3 of Leicester's first choice back 4 is also out on top of a Maddison. Yeah, I think Leicester will score, but we will get a result. I do believe we will win, but I don't believe we will lose. Like, worst case scenario is a draw. And then you've got the Chelsea and Wolves. Put it this way, we'll be in the top 4 come the end of the season. All right, wait, run back that comment that what my man just said. Just run that back. Run that back, please.
My guy here says, Flawless and Aaron, I'm coming to you Sunday if you lose. So, by the way, boys, after you go on, Flawless, go on, bro.
Yeah, I was just going to say, innit? And if we don't lose, make sure, what's your name? Passer. Make sure you're in the comments, yeah? Make sure you're in the comments when we're in the top 4.
That's what I was about to say. What will happen is a lot of these United haters will disappear. So, of course, after the games on Sunday, we'll be going live. By the way, I want to let everyone know who's tuning in. Our after-game reaction shows have blown up since the restart, and the feedback's really good. We have a lot of fans from different clubs on at the same time. What I have noticed, so I've got a few friends that have come on that have been Liverpool fans and cut the Tottenham, one Arsenal. They don't like coming on anymore. They can't handle the fake. I just want it to be like just fans from my club. I don't like it when other fans are on there goading me. Bro, this is inner city football, and this is what it's like where we're from. Like, it's fans going at each other. I had a guy say to me earlier, because I congratulated Jordan Henderson for his Player of the Year award. Right? And he's like, he said, how dare you congratulate him after you and all your, I think he said minions. You might have said another word. I've been slagging them off for months. And I'm like, you do know the difference between banter and serious football analysis, don't you? That's the thing with some fans, especially Liverpool fans. They are so devoid of a sense of humor. They can't tell the difference. It's all for them. It's amalgamated into one thing. Banter is the same as criticism for them, which is really, really weird. But listen, bro, we'll be here live after the game on Sunday if Man United lose, and it is a very big if. Be here.
Terry, if we win, you're going to have like 5 people on your live because no one will see.
By the way, Football Terrace channel will shut. It'll be finished. Man United. Everyone will go. Actually, they might do that. And we're going to get into Aaron, Avengers owned by Disney. Get Mickey Mouse to sort out your defense. And Ollie Peter Pan needs Tinkerbell to give him some magic to win the league.
Yeah, man.
You went all the way with it.
I rate the bars. I rate the bars. The little.
I ain't gonna lie, lads. I don't know what he's saying. I don't really understand. I don't really understand this brother right here. Yo.
Who's Tinkerbell? Like, I know Disney kind of like fairly
you know Tinkerbell, the little.
She's that little fairy that helps
with the wings that flies, and you've got like things like. Do you know what I mean?
What? Aaron's the little things. You got these little feet, yeah.
No, I said.
Aaron ain't got kids. These things. Around the thing.
No, I said the gal that's got the wings that flies around. She's tiny like this. She flies around and just
fairy.
Got like
She got a little magic dust around.
Yeah, the magic dust around everywhere.
Hook. You boys all watch from Hook, right?
Yeah, Hook.
Yeah.
So, Julia Roberts plays Tinkerbell in that. Like,
Oh, the
yeah.
fairy.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll touch on that academy player a little bit later. We'll touch on that academy player in a minute. Flawless. Are we winning? Are we coming third?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we'll come third because the thing is, I can see Chelsea losing to Wolves. We get 2 bites at it, and if you add in the Europa League, it's free. So yeah, in terms of getting into the Champions League, so Chelsea Wolves is not a foregone conclusion. It's not like Chelsea at home to Norwich or something like that. They're playing Wolves, and Wolves could easily beat Chelsea. As you said, we've seen Chelsea get beat 3-0 by Sheffield United. So yes, we will finish third. Whether it's on us or it's via Wolves, we'll finish third.
Neeks, what are you saying, bro?
You know what? When I did my West Ham and JV and he was a devil in the detail. They were like, damn, I'm now nervous after watching it. So I'm happy I've come on here because I'm now less nervous. I'm happy that I've been able to get some positivity from you lot because I know before the West Ham game, I was shook. I'm not gonna lie, I was shook. I thought we are gonna bottle this. And we drew the game, we should have won it. I think we're gonna win. I feel we're gonna start the game fast, and because of Leicester's lack of players in defence, we should be able to get a goal in the first half. And from there, we can't lose the game. We really can't. We can't get the first goal. And Leicester scored 2 unannounced. Really? No, I can't see that. I think.
Yeah.
You know, but with that defense, because with a lot of their players and their defense being out and injured and stuff, they'll most likely play with a back three, being Wes Morgan in the center, Bennett on the right, and then I don't know who plays on what's his name? Johnny Evans. If we can't score against that defense, oh my god.
I just hope Sosa doesn't do any kind of funky formation. 4-2-3-1. Stick to what's been working. You have the 3 up front, Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood, and attack their 3 defenders. Because what we did, and I guess Lampard outsmarted him in the FA Cup semi-final. He went 3 at the back. We went with the split strikers, which had been working all season when Lampard was going 4 at the back. But when we had the split strikers of the 2 against their 3, it's difficult now. You go 3 against 3, and it's not the same, but Lampard went and used that same formation against Liverpool. And they went, all right, can your 3 defenders deal with our 3 attackers? And they couldn't. They conceded 5. So we need to go our 3 and say, Leicester, Bennett, can you deal with Rashford?
Exactly.
That's what I need. You answer.
He shouldn't be able to, man. He shouldn't be able to.
Like Rashford should be able to terrorize Bennett on Sunday. He should terrorize him, give him nightmares, because he's not the quickest. Okay, he might be stronger physically, but in terms of pace, Rashford should be able to eat him alive.
Yeah.
No, I hear that. JV, are you feeling confident, bro?
You know what it is, my brother? I'm thinking, yeah.
He's not. When man says that, he's not.
That moment there. You know what I mean? And you know what it's like? They'll ask you out. It's like, do you fancy going out for a drink? And you're looking at it thinking, you're not into her. You don't like her. You don't even want it to be a fumbling. You're like, you see, the thing is, do you know what I mean? The thing is, right? Honestly, I think aliens are coming to attack us on Sunday, and I want to get out of town. Do you know what I mean? You know what I mean? In the print movie when the aliens are coming. Go on.
Nah, honestly, what I was gonna say is I think we need to just score. I think we need to just hit them first. If I see like I said to you before, if it's early in the match and we're 1-0 up, 2-0 up, then I can see it. What I don't want is to get. You see, one thing I know what we struggle with, and this is a historic thing. If we don't score in the first half, and then we don't score straight away in the second half, our games tend to just peter out. Do you know what I'm saying? We need to get goals, and we need to get them at strategic times where it weakens the other team. You know what I mean? Like, even if we get a goal just before half time, boom, it weakens the other team. You get what I'm saying? Or we score straight away and then we add on to it. That's what we need to do. So for me, I think he needs to go 4-3-3 and just totally attack. It's just we're putting them type of thing.
It's what we tried to do against West Ham. The problem was I watched the game back, watched the whole damn thing back the other night, which was painful. But the opening 60 minutes, we were really quite good. Barring Pogba playing volleyball, we were really good. Like we really were. Like there was Martial saves. Greenwood had a shot block that was going in. You had the Bruno situation. What a pass from Rashford. If he doesn't, the control's good. If he doesn't hit his standing leg, I think he scores. We were almost there, and I think that if we create those openings against Leicester, we just got to take them. And I think that's where we were so good. And what I would say is, I'm confident we're going to do it. Actually, I think we will get over the line. It'll be a movement. If we can create just 2 opportunities in the game, Greenwood will win. That boy, you know, like when the opportunity he had against West Ham the other night, as soon as his foot's cocked back, it's done.
Yeah, honestly.
You know what I mean?
What do you know what it is?
Suicide Squad, Will Smith's character, when how good he is at shooting a gun. Right?
Yeah.
I don't even know what his character's name is, but
Deadshot. There you go.
When Greenwood lifts that leg back and he's about to shoot, as long as there isn't someone in front of like a blocker, it's in. That boy can do something that very few players can. He can place it with a blaster. Like he can pass the ball and place it at the same time. It's him. Sometimes though, you see the ball ain't even in the corner, but the goalie can't get there. He's past the goalie before he's moved. It's honestly, he's just the kid is delicious.
There's one player that we had.
A bit weird, but yeah,
that was similar.
You're talking Robin.
It was.
RVP, man.
There, Terry, what are you sipping?
This is a nice 10-year-old bottle of Pinot Noir.
Pinot Noir. Yeah.
Little Pinot Noir. Basically,
you know what this is? This is Le Kiddy juice. Yeah. Le Kiddy juice for the kids.
Yo, Leaks came with the rum as well, you know. Hey.
Rum.
And I'm here on H2O. Look at this. It's H2O. But go on, Aaron. What were you saying? What were you saying about RVP? Yeah, go.
Yeah, I was saying there's one player, that we had that used to be the exact same, used to have the exact same features, finished the exact same way. It's RVP. So when we do compare his finishing to RVP's, people are saying we're exaggerating. No, we're not. We know exactly what we're talking about. No. Like the guy is just Greenwood he's trigger happy. Like as soon as he gets up, he's just boom. Like I don't know what it is. Left foot, right foot. The guy doesn't care.
Because when RVP came, like that was something amazing. I trusted that whenever a chance, I know he went through a little drought at the turn of the year. 9-10 games. But generally, when a chance fell from the box, I was in no doubt that the ball was going to go in the back of the net. Absolutely no doubt. And it's very similar to Greenwood. He's not playing the central striker role. He's not getting all those tap-ins. But once he gets, I won't say a yard of space, half a yard of space, just to be able to pull his leg back, I trust this going in.
Alan Shearer said this.
With Martial, when he's one-on-one going through, I trust it's going in. But in other situations, you can't be sure. With Greenwood, he don't need to be going through one-on-one. Give him a half a yard in the area, and I think it's going in.
Mate, and just create mate.
I said that's what's scary on either foot. It's like that. No matter if it's left or right foot, you think it's going in. I'm watching United games, and when Greenwood goes to shoot, I'm shouting goal before he's left.
We might be signing Jadon Sancho. It's very close. Sancho's got to watch out for not being dropped because of Greenwood. Like someone said, like everyone keeps going at Rashford. For me, the one player in 2 years' time, the one of those 4 who is a guarantee is Greenwood. Greenwood, I think, is better than all of them. Like talent-wise, the kid has just got something. And I'm saying, Alan Shearer reckons that he can break. Of course, fitness pending. Alan Shearer's kind of like this guy can break my record, and that's because Shearer, the scorer. Shearer can see what this kid has got. Like this kid is natural. And you know what's mad as well? Like a lot of people, you look at like Michael Owen scored more in his debut season than he did as an example. But Liverpool are a much better team back then than Man United have been this season. Imagine Greenwood coming through Man United when
Ronaldo
in the 06, 07, 08. Imagine him in that kind of team. It's ridiculous. So like this kid scored 17 goals this season in a team that didn't even come alive until January. Imagine what this boy is going to do when we're firing on all cylinders. It's amazing. It really is. We've got a few comments here, but in terms of me, we're doing it. We're doing it. We will win. We'll win the game. We'll make third position, and I just can't wait to see. I just cannot wait to see rivals cry. Oh, yeah. Cry your eyes, mate. Dry your eyes, mate. Dry your eyes, mate. It's fun. We've got some questions here on Super Chats. Quick thought, boys, on the lad from City coming to the academy who apparently has got 600 goals in 6 years.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Is that Mason Greenwood Jr.? Like 600 goals in 6 years.
It's kidding.
It's 600 goals in 6 years.
It's half brother.
Yeah, it's half brother.
So, I hope his dad's been going around Manchester just spreading that bug. You know what I mean? There's like 20 of them. All these little Greenwood running around. Like, can you imagine? Just 11 of them. Can you imagine? Madness. It's a madness. Just going out there doing that, bro. But yeah, this kid looks good. But
What's
it's academy. It's something O'Neill. So,
might even be Charlie, you know. Something.
Charlie McNeil, something like that. Yeah. I read about yesterday. Stephen here says, do you think Man United will struggle with the start of the season, knowing you've got to play Europa League in August? Wolves won't be easy. They could win it as well. Yeah, like Stephen, I think what we've already said, United only getting 3 weeks rest makes the start of next season very difficult. I hope that the Premier League put some kind of break in for Champions League and Europa League teams where we get sort of 2 or 3 weeks extra rest. But then the problem is you could come back into the league and you could have teams like Chelsea, Arsenal, and Tottenham and Liverpool all on 12, 15 points, and you've got to claw that back, even though you've got the game in hand.
You know what? In terms of the Europa League, I think if we get top 4 through the league, Europa
League, bro.
No, but I'm not even about it. But I'm saying I think it's just so much easier. We'll be so relaxed going into it without the pressure of having to win, and I think if we miss out on top 4 in the league, I'm not confident of winning Europa League to get in because we have to do it. If we get top 4 in the league, I feel we can win the Europa League. The players
I think we'll get top 4 and the players won't even bother about Europa League. They'll switch off.
But then let's say we do make top 4 and then we do win the Europa League. What happens to whoever we play in the final? Because we'll be in the Champions League already.
Nothing. The Europa League space, you only get an additional space if you miss out via league. So if we come 5th, then we'll get 5 English teams in. But if we come 4th, then it's just the 4.
Okay.
We'll be top seeds in the Champions League.
Sorry, what'd you say?
We'll be top seeds in the Champions League in terms of group if we win the Europa League.
Okay, so that's true. That's
an incentive to win as well, because you get a slightly easier group. Super chat here from Chloe Jenkins. Sorry, Chloe, we missed putting up on the screen. Apologise, Chloe. She says, Fatty Frank will need to learn Portuguese to potty mouth Nuno. What did you make of Frank Lampard's rant at Klopp and his bench the other night?
Loved it. I loved
it. Realer than most, Frank. That was some real itch. I love that. You know why? I loved it because Frank's a champion. Maybe not as a manager, but Frank's a champion. And Frank, that for me, that's probably something that Frank's done as a player in the dressing room to other players in his dressing room. What he's on about? Yeah, we've won it, but we go on. We keep going. You know what I mean? It's not party time all the time. These men seeming like, to me, it was a bit disrespectful. Do you get what I mean? You're going to have your party at the full-time whistle. Do you get what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't say it, but there's humility in it. Do you know what I mean? Like, Fergie could have went on and celebrated in everyone's faces. How many years? You never seen Fergie do that. Do you get what I mean? For me, this only come in with like Mourinho type. This type of attitude became acceptable with a Mourinho when he started doing it. It's like when he ran down the touchline. It was when he knocked us out. It's like there's class in it. It's like I say this all the time, and I said this about when City took over, and I'll say this for Liverpool as well. It's like a tramp winning the lottery. Yeah, you will always, everything to them is going to be the best. There's the first taste of champagne will be like, my champagne is the best. My clothes are the best. Everyone else is doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it is with them.
Mate, I agree. And the thing with Liverpool is as well, like you boys have all seen stuff from me this year, Neeks, from the beginning of the season. I tipped them to win it. There hasn't been a game, every narrow game Liverpool have won this year, I've come out and said thoroughly deserved. It's not luck. They're a brilliant team, best team in the world. Nothing but wax lyrical about them because I wanted to show Liverpool fans who pay me the courtesy of watching this channel that I can give objective opinions on their club. What I'm infuriated by, and I am rattled by it, and I will admit that I'm rattled by it, and I'll banter it, but I am annoyed, is how they're trying to claim. I understand that right now, technically, they are English, European, and world champions. But that can only be claimed if you win them in the same calendar year. So if you win
absolutely
the Champions League in a double, and then you win the World Club Championship that same season in the December. Equally, I've just seen like a picture. I posted it out earlier, and it was of Van Dijk standing with both the Premier League and Champions League trophy. It's like, bro, what you're trying to do, and I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to pass it off as a double when it isn't one. And I find it disrespectful, not just to the fact that only Man United in the Premier League era have done that. Twice, I will add, one of them being a treble. But it's also disrespectful to the other European giants that have actually achieved a very rare feat in winning both those tournaments in the same season. And they're basically taking 2 seasons' achievements and amalgamating them into one. And I find it, again, this is where the arrogance comes in along the lines of, you're being, where I'm from, that's called being extra. And no one likes people that are extra. It's just extra. It's like, no, you know what?
Yeah, you're right. It's like, celebrate your success, but you celebrated your Champions League last year. Why are you now trying to celebrate it with the Premier League? It don't make sense. And it's not even just that. What they did, they started creating these trebles. It was the continental treble, the international,
idiot treble.
The idiot treble.
to make their success sound better, and it's like it is successful. I can acknowledge that. We know because we've done it ourselves. But if you want to look at Man United, we won in '99 the treble, then we won the Premier League in 2000. Should we be posing with the 3 that we won in '99 and the Premier League in 2000? Again, we won the Premier League in 2007, Premier League and Champions League in 2008, and the Premier League and League Cup in 2009. Should we be posing with 3 Premier Leagues, a Champions League, FA Cup, a League? No, you do for your season and you keep it moving.
And when it would make sense is when Klopp retires, if they create like a corner of their museum that shows all the trophies that Klopp won when he was there, cool. No one's going to disrespect that. But when you do that, what you're doing is you're diluting the achievement that clubs have made. It's like City winning the Champions League this year, and then next season winning the Premier League and FA Cup and claiming a treble. Because when you win the FA Cup and the Premier League, the new European champions haven't been crowned yet. So on paper, you're the holders of all 3, but it doesn't count because it's over.
You know what's worse? You know what's worse? They've already been knocked out of the Champions League. It's not like they've even got a chance. You defend your title.
It's crazy.
You're no longer European champions. It hasn't been redistributed, but your title is stripped. It's like now it's gone up. You know, when if someone retires or someone, you know, they do get something and they get the title stripped from them, it just hasn't been relocated. The title is vacant, but you're not in the matchup for the belt. That's what it is.
You know what it is?
Champions. The title is vacant right now.
Do you know what it is? I don't really think they realize what they're doing. They think they're doing something good, but to everyone else, yeah, you're just making yourselves look like a small team because that's what a small team would do. You get what I'm saying? You're cheap team's achievements. You don't understand. Yeah. And you know what it is? It shows that you're at the big boy table now. That's little boy. You know what I mean? That's a little mentality. Yeah. That's small-minded mentality, and they're not realizing.
That's like winning a League Cup and then going. That's like winning a League Cup and then doing like a bus parade over it. It's that type of thing.
And that's the thing that I find frustrating about it is that you're actually, as much as I dislike Liverpool, I have an underlying respect because you're our biggest rival, and it's like you're like acting like you don't belong here. And I just find it what I tweeted this earlier, and I stand by what I tweeted out earlier because I genuinely mean this as an example, right? I'm looking at this. I'll put this out on here, and I put it out, and I stand by it. I stand by what I tweeted. I don't even care, right? I said in the Premier League era, Liverpool hold the biggest L's for the fake treble, and now they've got the fake double. You know, they're basically. I said that they're basically the jogging bottom. That's what they like. Man. That picture there for me, and he's got the medal on from winning it as well. That's last season. No one has ever done this in the history of the Premier League where they've posed this season with last season's medals. It is an absolute, and look, the excuse is, yeah, but because of the world pandemic, like we're still currently holders. Mate, if there wasn't a pandemic, you'd have had the Premier League title before the Champions League was done. You still would have done it. I know you would. And it's because, right? And it's what it comes down to. They know they built this season up as the invincible treble. Then it was the invincible double. Then it was the Invincibles. And then it was the Centurions. They didn't achieve any of those things. If they'd have done the Centurions, if they'd have done a double, an actual double, if they would have done an invincible season, they wouldn't be posing with the Champions League. They know that after everything, it's just a basic Premier League victory. They've got to try and elevate it. And I'm sorry. And the thing is, I just think it matters. We've got Bryant that's joining us on here. Bryant, what's going on, bro? How you doing, mate?
I'm doing well, guys. How are you?
Good, man.
Doing good, man. Doing good.
Yes, Brian. What's going on?
I just want to say this one. This is Chloe Jenkins. Big up yourself for the super chats. He says, I'm a diehard United fan, but I will admit I find Klopp amusing at times for a German. The guy I dislike is Pep. This guy is such a bad loser and has no respect. I agree with that. Listen, I ain't got no issue, by the way, with Klopp. I have no issue with Liverpool celebrating this. I have no issue with the fans being outside the stadium. There's nothing like that. What I find disrespectful is you're taking away from teams that have legitimately done European and domestic cup trebles in the same season. And you're trying to finesse this in. You're trying to finesse it in. And do you know what? It's just like, you know, you remember Cinderella? You know, big, fat, ugly sisters who couldn't get their shoe on their foot? And it's all bulging out, swollen. That's what you're doing. And it's embarrassing for you. Brian, what do you thought about the Man United game this weekend?
Oh, man.
Man.
That's the new one.
I mean, look, the one thing that United have going for them is the fact that despite the fact that their performances have dipped and that a lot of that has to do with fatigue, I think. I mean, it's clear to see that the minute Ali rotates out of his best 11, the quality of the team dips significantly. And so having to play the same lineup virtually in almost every game since the restart, I think has helped United kind of push to where they are now, but it's making it difficult for them to see themselves over the line, right? So Leicester, luckily, are going in the complete opposite direction. They are really having a tough time right now, and they are similar to United in a way as they've dropped a lot of points in games that theoretically they should be winning. And it's seen their lead in the kind of above United evaporate. And so I think that United have pound for pound are a better team than Leicester, pound for pound, player for player. I think Leicester's also going to be without like 6 players, something like that. So that will also be difficult for them to handle. It'd be interesting to see how Rodgers kind of sets them up to play against Manchester United. But the game is nerve-wracking, right? But, I mean, I feel like as fans, this is why we watch, right? Like, these moments are rough for the 90 minutes, but, like, it's still going to be an enjoyable spectacle. You just hope that Manchester United doesn't completely break it at the end, right?
If at the end we win and we get top 3, the elation from it is going to be even better because of all the nervous pent-up energy that come before. I just wanted to say quickly, and just in terms of obviously post-lockdown, we've been the best formed team, and people. I've seen a few little comments out there from rival fans, teams who shouldn't really be focusing on us since you've won the quadruple and all that nonsense. But they're talking about the only reason Man United are in there because Leicester, because of the lockdown, and they've had injuries. You know what? If we didn't have this whole lockdown, we would have been in the top 4 a long time. We were on Chelsea's cloud just before lockdown. We were playing Spurs on the weekend. I think if we won it, we would have moved into top 4. And Spurs had injuries to everyone. Kane, Bergwijn, Son, and I think Moura, or at least 3 out of those 4 were all out. And I think Sissoko was out as well. We were going to win that game and move into the top 4. And the lockdown has helped Chelsea even stay in top four because they got all the injured players back, the likes of Kante, and there was others as well, and regain some kind of form to at least keep them in there. We were coming for top four regardless. So for me, it's just belated that we're actually sitting further right now.
Sorry to cut in on this. So I've had a response to that tweet. Someone said, someone responded, first of all, called me idiot. When Messi takes a picture with all these Ballon d'Ors, does that mean he won them in 1 year? They are showing their accomplishments as one team. But it was last year. Grow up, mate. This team has absolutely dominated. See, you're taking somebody's personal achievements. And by the way, if you were posing and looking at all the things that if Van Dijk was going, these are all my medals that I've won, it's fine. But you're not. You're putting them now. You've literally got posters. You've actually got posters saying you're claiming you've won all these things at the same time. It's a very different matter. If Messi, by the way, was putting out a post saying, "I've won 5 Ballon d'Ors in 1 year," then they said you literally have said you've won them all in 1 year. You're crazy. It's not the same thing at all. But that shows they know. The fact you're calling me an idiot and you're being nasty about it, I'm having a bit of banter, shows me, bro. But I've retweeted the same post again. I'm just going to keep putting it out there. It's crazy. It goes, maybe they just have photos of the trophies they actually hold. I don't see where any of that. It's like nobody can see what's wrong with it. And I'm like, because no one's ever done it like this. It's a madness that they're doing this, bro.
You know what man are not getting? Man are not getting that Van Dijk went home and dug out that medal to go with it. So it's premeditated. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, he went home and got a medal from over a year ago. It's over a year ago now, bro. You get me? So, all right, then. Let me put it to you like this, Liverpool fans, yeah? Let me put it to you like this. The next time we win the league, do we get 3 trophies and go, yeah, you know what I mean, and celebrate the treble when we win it? No, idiots.
That's what's wrong with it. And I get the point, and it's a good challenge. Oh, Messi's got all these Ballon d'Ors. He'll do a picture of all of them. He doesn't do it on the night that he wins a new Ballon d'Or. He doesn't go up on stage when he picks up his new Ballon d'Or with all the fucking other ones under his arm. He doesn't do that.
Idiot, man.
Home and does it. If Van Dijk goes home and he goes in his trophy cabinet and lays it all out, fine.
But as you said,
what they're doing.
We're literally seeing posters of these 4. And I'm like, well, you've won more than 4 in your history. So what is this? What is this 4 representing? It's not representing the current season. It's not representing your history. What is it representing? If Klopp said these are the 4 trophies I've won at Liverpool, cool. But you're a Liverpool fan who have been celebrating, supporting Liverpool for more than the last 2 years. So what is that 4 representing?
See, this yes, because they still got the actual trap league. So if you win the League Cup in March next year, would you be happy for your team to pose to the League Cup in March, and then lift the Premier League again next bit, celebrating that again? Because you're still going to be Premier League champions in March next year, but you wouldn't celebrate the 2 together as a double. It's not how it's
These
done.
aren't football fans.
These aren't football fans. It's
a real fan would understand.
By the way, all the big Liverpool YouTube channels, some of the guys I know, they all know what I'm talking is the truth. They know it's banter. I'm more suckered in by the fans that think it's normal to do this. No one's done it before. No one's going to do it again. It is proper. It's like dating your own sister. It's wrong.
But Terry, it's like, look, I don't like Man City. I don't like Man City. But Man City won the League Cup. And they're still the FA Cup holders. Should they be now posting that they've won a double or they have 2 trophies after they won the League Cup because they were still FA Cup holders? Man City won the quadruple, quote unquote, last year, if you want to include the Community Shield. It ain't a quadruple. But what did they do? But they won these 4 trophies last year. And they were Premier League winners from the year before. Is that the quintuple? Like, I don't understand the logic. Where does it end? Where does it start?
What we have here, see, proper Liverpool fan. I'm a Liverpool fan. We only won the Premier League and World Club trophy this season. And well, you won the Super Cup as well, to be fair. But no one really counts that. It's a madness. It's an absolute.
You know what it is?
Madness.
You know what it is? I put it like this, yeah. You see, like our Bayern Munich who win the league every year. So should they have 12 things like this now? Just like, yeah, we've won it.
Oh no. This guy done himself. This guy.
Let's see the fire. Fire me. Let's see the fire.
Oh, bruv. Rio Ferdinand's doing advertising for BT Sports because, of course, BT Sports show FA Cup, Europa League, Champions League, Premier League football. And he's posing with all the trophies. And this guy's gone, like, basically saying to me, why didn't you? I've got to share the screen. Why didn't you have the same energy when Rio Ferdinand did it? And it's like, that's advertising for BT. That is advertising for BT. Right. No one does it. I can't believe it.
There's no logic. They don't have any logic. He has no relation to those teams. So why would he?
But Rio hasn't even won the UEFA Cup.
Did he not? The guy's retired. He's done it when he's retired, bro. Are you man?
It's nothing to do with him because he hasn't won the Europa League.
Yo, Aaron is dying over there, yo. This is mad.
Bro, the guy's retired. Did these man understand he's retired? That's not a picture of Rio as a player, you know. This is Rio.
He now works for BT. It's a madness. But Rio Ferdinand, I never retweet, but please, Rio, get involved in this, man. I told you, they're off their heads. They're literally off their heads. It's a madness.
That's called, you know what that's called, bro? That's called begging it. That's called. You might have begging it, fam. Allow it. You know what it is? You've won the league. Cool, bro. You've won the league.
I don't get why they just can't enjoy that. Just enjoy winning the league.
You know what? Did you not see Milner? Did you not see Milner at the trophy parade?
No.
He's mentioning Man United. He's about to get his trophy. The first thing that comes off his tongue is Manchester United. You get what I'm saying, bro?
He's on stage with all the Liverpool players, and then he's like, "Oh, this is actually the first time I'm wearing a red." It's actually the first time I'm winning a trophy with a red ribbon. Usually it's always United. Fucking wankers. I'm like,
that's the thing, because what you got to understand is not only has Milner played for Manchester City, Liverpool, and Leeds. Milner's what? Yeah, Milner's what, like 32, 33, or is he a little bit older?
Do you know what's mad about that as well? Do you know something about that? This is a while ago. Whose Premier League trophy is that?
That's Chelsea.
Is that not Leicester's?
That's Leicester. That's Leicester's.
Leicester. People like this dude here says same energy, right? People are actually commenting and basically saying you've got Terry. No, it's a fucking BT. Look at the advertising on the board there. Look at the advertising. It's a BT Sports post show.
Yeah, that's the Europa. Wait, that's the Europa League.
I respect you for the super chat. The problem is, you never do that. Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and all Liverpool legends of old have never gone to an FA Cup final or a Champions League final with their medals from other competitions they've won in recent years and put them all on. It's almost as cringe as Brewster going and get his haircut wearing a Champions League winners medal. It's almost as cringe as that, bruv. It's a madness.
Do you know what it is? From when they didn't shut that down with Brewster, it's give them the excuse to be able to do this thing. Do you get what I'm saying? You should have shut Brewster down. A captain at the club should have said, Brewster, what are you on about? You're not even played.
It's also been predicated by the fact that Liverpool have been able to invent a new position this year by calling a striker a defensive striker, and no professional football pundits challenged it. They just let this shit happen like it was normal.
Exactly.
Inventing football before our eyes. And these are the same people, by the way, who have claimed that Beckham's overrated, that Keane was overrated, and they've been pushing this narrative for 18 months to try and instill themselves the best. It's honestly, people say I'm rattled. I'm annoyed by it, but I'm more like annoyed that Liverpool fans I respect aren't looking at it going, come on, guys.
Yeah, they need to, come on, Liverpool fans need to defend it.
It's mad. The guy said it's even worse. It's a BT advert. No, he's advertising the Games Day show. How's it worse?
Oh my God, does you not understand that?
Here's the thing, though. Like Luke said, is the Europa League trophies there? Like Rio's never won the Europa League trophy. So like, what are you talking about?
Nothing to do with it.
He's not posing.
Because, you know why? Because these are not football people. Because if you're actually a football person, you remember these things. You know these.
Yeah.
These man don't actually know football. These are just Twitter people. This is entertainment. Do you get what I'm saying? This is entertainment to them. They don't actually know.
The guy responded saying, sorry, Nick. The guy responded saying, mate, it's not cringe that the Van Dijk did it. Come on, guy, double standards. They don't actually understand that Rio's advertising the competitions that BT Sports and Games BT Sports show.
I mean, if you look at the picture, the trophies literally line up with the competitions on the podium.
Do you know why they've got that picture? They won't be able to find. And by the way, if you find a picture of Beckham standing with all these trophies, it's different. I'm talking about find me a picture within 1 or 2 days at the stadium, at a medal ceremony, on a bus parade of any Man United, any Arsenal, any Chelsea, any Liverpool team of old having last season's, 2 seasons, 3 seasons medals ago with the current achievement. It's never happened. It's cringe. It's just as bad, and I know Liverpool fans laughed at this, it's just as bad as when John Terry had a full kit on to lift the Champions League trophy when he was suspended. It's embarrassing. You've embarrassed yourself, Liverpool fans. You've embarrassed your club. You've embarrassed the Premier League winning. It's terrible. It's terrible. Terrible.
Before you read, I was going to say that there's 2 things. One that JV said in terms of the age, the age we live in. Social media. It's all about posing.
Yes.
Even when you don't have it, you want to act like you got it. So even if you've been knocked out of the Champions League, you lost your belt, you ain't the champion no more of Europe, someone's about to take the vacant title, you still want to pose because it's social media. It's acting. That's first and foremost. Secondly, when you've been starved of so much success, as you said earlier, you go overboard, you beg it.